Good afternoon, beloved. Good afternoon, friends. This is your dear friend and brother, Prosper Yentumi, an evangelist for the Church of Christ. Beloved, this hot afternoon, I am here with you to proceed with our usual Bible studies we do have on Sundays. May I use this opportunity to congratulate all churches of Christ who have been able to fellowship with brethren today. May I also encourage all other people of this world who are watching me to also make it a point to visit any churches of Christ that are closer to you, so that we may all share in the true word the churches of Christ deliver to their brethren on Sunday, so that at the end tail of it, you all may also be called into the kingdom of our Lord Jesus Christ. Beloved, in order not to waste time, I would like us to quickly go to our lesson. Last week, we learned about sacrifices and worship. Last week, I had a visitor, my co-preacher, Preacher Jonas Ashite from Kasua Church of Christ. And for that matter, it has gone a different way. Today, I am proceeding from there so that we may continue to know the will of God. Beloved, proceeding from there, I would like us to first of all know what we learned last week. Last week, we learned about sacrifices and worship. We are still talking about the differences between the Old Testament and the New Testament. Last week, we spoke about sacrifices and worship. And we got to know that in terms of sacrifices, the Old Testament, the Old Covenant, they use animals for sacrifices. But the New Covenant, we use Christ. Christ used himself for the sacrifice. Then we also spoke about worship. And we got to know that from the Old Covenant, they worshipped at a specific place, that is Jerusalem. But in the New Covenant, we have no specific place. We can worship anywhere we think we want to worship, we can do. It could be in the school building, it could be a special building, it could be under a tree, it could be at the river bank, wherever we think we want to worship. That is where we go to worship, unlike the Old Covenant. Today, I would like us to go to the scope and inclusivity. Scope and inclusivity. What we are referring to as scope is that who are the people that the Old Covenant covers? Who are the people the Old Covenant covers? And from our lesson today, the Old Covenant covers only the people of Israel. So the Old Covenant is Israel-centric. Israel-centric. It means that the Old Covenant is only meant or reserved for the people of Israel. So the scope of the Old Covenant is Israel, the nation Israel. Primarily, God gave the Old Covenant to a nation called a nation of Israel. A nation of Israel, but with a provision to Gentiles too. So we shall be going into the Bible to know the provision God also made for Gentiles in the Old Covenant. Going forward, I would like us to go to the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 48 and 49. Exodus, chapter 12, verse 48 and 49. And that is what I would like us to read from. I am taking that reading. Verse 48 of Exodus 12. And when a stranger dwells with you and wants to keep the Passover to the Lord, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come